Does everyone have their tea, coffee, preferred drink of choice? I would prefer to have a little bit of wine or something, but I don't have that. So I'm gonna stick with tea. It's brewing currently. And today we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant, this big old elephant that's walking across the screen right now. That I've never had a boyfriend before. And I'm 22 years old. 22, about to be 23. Never ever had a boyfriend. Never been on a date. Never held hands with anybody romantically. Never been kissed. The movie should be about me, literally. Except Drew Barrymore doesn't get kissed in the end. It's just she's never been kissed. Yeah, so today I came to talk about what it's like being single for 22 years, learning to love myself, the struggles, the highs and lows of being single for a long time. And I feel like I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I post a lot about this on TikTok, and she was talking about how it was helpful whenever I posted stuff like that because it made her feel like she's not alone. And honestly, you will find a community of, I hate using the term late bloomers because you're technically not a late bloomer. You just never been on a date. But yeah, there's a whole community out there of people that have never, ever been in a relationship before. And not surprisingly, it's a lot of people in the Black community because, you know, we're not the beauty standard, which I definitely don't believe. But also there are some people that aren't Black that have been subjected to this. And I just want to give my story, my advice, how I learned to love myself, because back in the day, it's not that I hated myself, but I definitely did not like myself. I don't know if this is oversharing. This is definitely not a therapy session. So sit back, relax. You can watch this while you're cleaning. You can watch this while you're doing homework, or you could just watch this and have a little bit of tea with me. The tea that I'm having today is salted caramel tea with a little bit of honey and a little bit of almond milk. Yeah, I know how to make my tea correct. British people, I know how to make my tea. Yeah. Tea in our Captain America mug. And it's popping hot. It is popping hot. Y'all saw that? Glasses problems. Let's take the first sip before we begin the story. It all started when I was born. I'm just kidding. It did not start when I was born. I have my notes because I know I can go off on a tangent and keep talking and keep talking and keep talking, but I have notes. It all started in elementary school. I went to a predominantly white elementary school, and there was this girl that I used to hang out with. We're not really friends anymore, but I remember she was always talking about how she had a boyfriend. Mind you, this was around 4th, 5th grade. She had a boyfriend. Obviously, like kindergarten through 3rd grade, I was not worried about boys. I was not worried about anything. I was worried about myself, as I should be. And the concept of ugly never crossed my mind until these people in elementary school and so on started putting that message into my mind. So to start off, it all starts with other people telling you what you are, and you should never let anybody tell you what you are. If you look at yourself in the mirror and you say you're a 10 out of 10, then you're a 10 out of 10, and that's on period. I look at myself in the mirror every morning and I say, I'm a 10 out of 10. I'm the most beautiful person in the world. I don't need makeup to look beautiful. I don't need to have my glasses off to look beautiful, because you know those movies have the narrative when the girl takes off her glasses and all of a sudden she becomes this beautiful being, and that's just simply not true. I did start wearing glasses when I was in elementary school, and I just remember the day I got my glasses and I went to school, I was super nervous and there was this big anxiety. I think that's when I kind of started to notice about my looks. My first pair of glasses back then, the rectangular glasses frames were in, so I don't know. And they were purple. And I remember I was like, I am hot stuff for choosing purple glasses. Everybody wants to choose all these mundane colors like blue. I chose purple glasses. And honestly, I was rocking them. I was a cute little kid. It's around 4th or 5th grade. I hit puberty. Sorry if this is getting a little TMI. This is for the girls. Yes, I hit puberty 4th, 5th grade. I got my period 4th, 5th grade. So imagine me developed in elementary school. And so obviously, I just felt very exposed while everybody else wasn't as exposed. Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria was in this article talking about how whenever she developed faster than other girls, she felt like her childhood was taken away. And I can agree with that. And I feel like people that have not experienced that, they cannot like align themselves with that experience. That is very much a personal experience that happens, period. Boobs, like all of this puberty stuff is happening while I'm in 4th and 5th grade, but while everybody else is at recess having fun, I'm worried that I'm going to bleed through my pants at recess. Like that doesn't even, I feel like that shouldn't even correlate. Starting in elementary school, where it was predominantly white people, so definitely they were not checking for me. I do believe, this is not my story, this is my sister's story, somebody called her a burnt fish stick. A child called my sister a burnt fish stick. So that's what I was cooking with in elementary school. I specifically remember when people would sign yearbooks, there was this guy, I did not have a crush on him whatsoever, but he was putting his phone number and like writing things in everyone's yearbook. And when I handed him my yearbook, he laughed in my face and was like, "Ha, no," and then walked away, and everybody started laughing. That should have been my villain origin story, but it wasn't. I remember in elementary school, Valentine's Day, there were some girls that would get like special big chocolate kisses. They would get special candy. And it seemed like almost every girl in my grade, like in my class, this is in elementary school, would always get something special in their Valentine's Day bag. And I would just get the generic card that said Happy Valentine's Day. Sometimes I wouldn't even get any candy. I'd get candy from like the other girls, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make this act like this sad thing. I'm trying to build up into everything and how I was torn down and then how I have been brought back up. And when I'm 22 years old. So then we get to middle school. Middle school, I meet my forever friends. I'm so happy that I had such a strong girl group. And now we talk about it. We talk about it with each other now about how we were all so insecure about ourselves. We thought all these bad things about ourselves. And we all thought that the other person was beautiful within our group. We did not think that we ourselves in the group were beautiful. Do y'all hear that thunder? That means it's twilight weather. So going to middle school, I had a great group of friends, and that's when I discovered theater. And I know like theater kids get ratted on and made fun of, like understandably. I think it's in middle school when I truly was like my best self. I did not care about what anybody thought of me. I would go to school. I would not care what I wore. I remember distinctly one time in middle school, I wore this big white t-shirt with these light blue jeans and these colorful like pink and green and yellow sneakers. And I remember once I hopped on the bus, something clicked in my head. I was like, this outfit does not match. Granted, my mom did set my outfits out for me for a long time. We're not even going to get into that. Just understand that I didn't really fully start dressing myself until high school. In middle school, I did cheer because I watched a lot of Bring It On, and there was a point in time when I was the only black girl on the cheer team. I think it was when I started doing cheer in middle school, being the only black girl on the team, that I started feeling uncomfortable in my skin. And then we transitioned into high school. I do cheer in high school, and let me tell you, that was no walk in the park. That was no Bring It On. I thought high school cheer was going to be Bring It On. No. High school cheer was definitely not Bring It On. It was giving Dance Moms. Dance Moms drama. So in high school, I did not have any dates to homecoming. All 4 homecomings I went with my friends. Didn't really care. But I did care for prom. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not upset about it now, but I was upset about it back then. Because at the time, like I said, I did not hate myself. I liked my personality. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I have this great personality. Like, I'm a nice person. Why don't I have a date? And that just really shows you that it does not matter. You could be the nicest person in the world. It does not matter. You will not have a man. So I don't want to project onto you guys out there. Okay? We're not projecting. We're here to tell each other stories. At the sleepover. Oh my gosh, you in the back eating hot Cheetos. Yes, love. Freshman year in high school, in my head, I thought, okay, I'm a cheerleader, I'm hot stuff, like I'm popular. Being a cheerleader does not make you popular, obviously, but it was the movies and everything that I watched that made me think that I was gonna be top stuff. So confidence is getting knocked down, and I am curvier than most girls, so my uniform was always bigger, but then the skirt was always shorter and my butt was always just hanging out. Did not like that. I was very conservative with my body because I developed early on. I am breaking out of the shell of being conservative with my body. But back then, you couldn't, like, the only time I wore mini skirts was whenever I had to in cheer. I would never wear crop tops. Now I do. I love crop tops now, but I would never ever wear crop tops in high school. Even my freshman year of college, I still did not wear crop tops. I think cheer really messed with my mind because I was surrounded by all these beautiful girls, and I kept thinking, why is my body not like that? Why is everyone skinny as my pinky and I'm built like a thumb? I was thinking all these things while being in cheer, which was not healthy. And I distinctly remember a moment in time. I don't think I can laugh about it now. I distinctly remember a moment in time in cheer where it was either we wear our cheer uniforms all day at school because we had a Friday night football game, wear our cheer uniforms all day. And let me tell you, those cheer uniforms are not comfortable, guys. They're not. Wearing Spanx, like tight Spanx all day, like, no, that was not comfortable. Or wear a football player's jersey and jeans. Let me preface this by saying I had 3 straight male friends in high school, but they were all theater people. And our theater group, we did not date each other. We were friends. We were family. We did not pass the plate. We didn't do that. That's the only type of boys that I hung out with. So whenever the cheer coach was telling us, hey, one of the football boys asked them if you could wear a jersey, everybody had friends on the football team. Some of the girls were dating football players, and they would just ask them, hey, can I borrow your jersey? The cheer coach had to ask the football coach if I could borrow one of the jerseys because I did not talk to any of the football boys. Going along with that, I got a tight jersey. I guess the football player that my cheer coach chose was a tinge smaller than me, but I just remember I hated being in that outfit, and we took pictures and sorry, I did not mean to audibly gag like that. I just remember, I'm not going to show the picture. That was also when I was transitioning from having a perm to being natural, and I had this weave, and like my leave out was not it at all. It was a struggle. It was a struggle with the look in high school. And like senior year, I stopped doing cheer, and boom, my confidence is shifting a little more, and I'm feeling better because I'm not being constricted by this beauty standard of what cheerleaders are supposed to look like. So senior year, I was thriving in theater, didn't have a date to prom, but I went with my friends, and still that was the best prom night I could have ever asked for. I think I'm kind of happy I didn't have a date to prom. Now I could look back at my prom pictures and see that I have my friends there and not some boy that I used to date. And also I feel like in high school, I didn't try because I knew that I wasn't being desired by anybody. And if I was, like, nobody ever showed it. So I didn't put effort into how I looked. I didn't put effort into how I dressed because in my mind, nobody wanted me, so I didn't need to try. Then we moved to college. Freshman year, I'm out on my own. I'm walking the streets. And luckily, my roommate, random rooming, my roommate had the exact same experience as me. Like, no boyfriend, no first kiss, no first date, no nothing. And it was kind of like a sigh of relief, like, okay, we can experience these new things together. We can go on like double dates. We can do this. We can do this. Then COVID happened. COVID really messed up my college experience, but I still feel like I would be single if COVID had never happened. But it definitely was a big shift coming from high school to college, not because of like the academic stuff, but because I went from a point in my life where I was not desired. Nobody thought of me as beautiful. Nobody wanted anything to do with me, to being in college where I'm being catcalled on the street. It was a shock. And when people are flirting with me or like guys are flirting with me, I never know when a man is flirting with me because I don't know what that's like. That's basically the journey of everything and my emotions and how I've been feeling. I go to college and then I finally find somebody that I think has a crush on me, but they didn't end up having a crush on me, but I still have a crush on them. It's a long story that I don't want to talk about. It was in college being surrounded by my friends that had like-minded people, and it was being in college that something clicked in my head that I was like, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. And I've always known that I didn't need a man, but I wanted one. And now I'm at this point in my life where I'm just like, I don't need one. And I'm thriving. I'm having fun. Like a man, like they're not in my head. Well, let me stop. I do sometimes think about guys and stuff like that. I know what it's like whenever you're single and you've never had a boyfriend, and you try to talk about it with your friends that have had boyfriends, and they say, oh, well, if you don't think about it, then finally you'll get a boyfriend. I've tried that. Don't even do it. Don't do it. It does not work, because it's different when you've never had a boyfriend and you're sitting around all these people. They like to talk about their boyfriends. We're in the age, like your 20s is the time of like when people go out on dates. Hookup culture is like growing. Hookup culture is like all up in your face. So people can't help but to talk about relationships and stuff. And it's just like, wow, well, I could talk about this really intense crush that I had, and a delusion was forming, but nothing ever really happened from it. Other people may not realize that, and that's okay. And then people will try to tell you when you talk about how you want confirmation, because I know, like, at a point in my time when I was beginning to like love myself and take care of myself mentally, there was a point in time where I was like, I just want to know what it feels like to be desired. I want to know what it feels like for someone to like me, and I like don't have to work hard for this like thing. And somebody was like, I posted this on TikTok, and someone was like, well, you're seeking male validation. And it's like, no, you're not seeking male validation. Seeking male validation is, in my opinion, is saying things about other women, putting yourself in this way that you want to look for men so that they can appreciate you, saying bad things about women, calling them females, stuff like that. That's what I think is seeking male validation. If you are just being your true self and you're just like, I just want to be admired, I want to be desired, like, that is definitely okay. Don't let anybody tell you that that is not okay. Because if they tell you it's not okay, then they're just bananas. I'm sorry. They are bananas. Bananas. That's something that you have to think on. And the way I started loving myself, I did go to therapy. And I will say the therapy experience, it was good. It had some highs. But one of the lows was my therapist literally said to me, well, I think if you had a boyfriend, you'd be a little bit happier. And just like, I just want to let y'all know, no other person, if you are feeling depressed or if you are feeling unhappy, no other person, no other being is going to make you happy. You have to be happy with yourself first, and or you have to be happy with yourself first, and then you will truly be happy. If you're happy with yourself and you love yourself first, then all the other love that comes from other people will just elevate you more. And that's just basically what I've learned within that. And then my therapist had the audacity to tell me I should get a boyfriend, but didn't give me the steps on how to. And I know, like, we're in the age of feminist forward thinking, and like you can make the first move. And my thing is that for my first date, for my first kiss, for my first whatever, I don't want to initiate the first move, because I feel like, I don't know, that's just me personally, and I know other people feel like this, but I'm all for, if you want to go ahead and ask somebody out on a date, go ahead and do that. This is 2023. We don't need to be confined by those structures of what it is to ask people out on a date. And I understand that, especially in college, it is extremely hard with the dating culture that's going around. Everybody is hooking up. People just want to hook up with you, but people don't want to have a relationship with you. And I want to encourage you to just keep going, and keep going. Because eventually there's someone out there. There's someone out there for everyone. So essentially there's someone out there for you. And nobody's timeline is the same. Like, there are some people that are, ring before spring. I know a lot of people that are ring before spring people. Like, okay, good for them. Ring before spring. There are also people that have like high school sweethearts, go off and get married. There are people having kids right now. Like, everybody is on their own timeline. You should not hold yourself to a timeline that's like a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, or whatever. I know I had a friend that was like, she said that she wanted to have kids by 25. And I'm like, we're 23 right now. That baby's due in 2 years. And see, when you say it like that the baby's due in 2 years, it's wild. But that's just how some people operate. That's just how people want to live their life, and that's definitely okay. I'm here to advocate for the single people that have never had anybody like in their life romantically, anybody that has anybody that has desired them. I'm here for you guys, and we're having this little community Y'all know the Single Wives Club, that movie? Let's call this the Single People's Club. The Single People's Club. Because we are single and we're happy and we're thriving, and we don't need a partner, a man. We don't need anybody to validate who we are and what we do in life. I hope that helps. I will say it is not easy. This is not an easy road. This is a bumpy road. And I just feel like maybe God has chosen us to be one of his strongest soldiers. It's okay if you're a hopeless romantic too. I'm a self-proclaimed hopeless romantic, and there's a lot of us out there. I feel like it comes with the territory of being single and never having anyone there for us but friends. I have a lot of book boyfriends. I have a lot of celebrity boyfriends. I have a lot of fictional boyfriends. Like Derek Morgan is right there. Like, come on, y'all, that's my man. I just wanted to put this out there and let y'all know that you're not alone. If you have any questions about how to handle this situation and like this phase of life for you, go ahead and just let me know. Just go ahead and let me know. I am not opposed to answering questions about what it is like to be single for basically your whole entire life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh my gosh, we are at 44 days, guys. 44 days until graduation. Months until I find out if I have this job offer. You know, we're praying, and we have lucky girl syndrome. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. Like, good things always happen to me, and I'm the luckiest person in the world, guys. So if you're starting out, if you are going on this journey of loving yourself, let me give you some tips. Journaling. I have 2 journals, one that has gratitude and goals in my life, and this one is just basically a journal of me venting about every little thing that has happened to me in my life. I have cried writing in this journal. People say affirmations are good too. I have a little bit of affirmations as well that I say like in the mirror, or I write them on a sticky note and I put them like in my makeup mirror or in my bathroom mirror or on my wall whenever I walk by it and I see, and I'm just reminded, oh, I'm very beautiful, or oh, I'm the prettiest girl in the world, things like that. Another tip that helps is surrounding yourself by like-minded people, surrounding yourself by your friends, because at the end of the day, your friends are your biggest supporter, your biggest fans. That's it for the video, guys. I will see you next time. Come back again. Don't forget to bring the air mattress. Yeah, you guys gotta go because somebody forgot to bring the air mattress and I don't have enough space at my apartment. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh, and you could take the hot chips. Like, oh, but leave some of the guacamole that we had. Okay? Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. Bye.